Welcome to another business snippet. My name is TJ Plyler, President of Mountain Ridge Consulting, and I'll be your host. Today we'll talk about the business cycle. Regardless of your business characteristics, the size of your organization, the industry you operate in, the competition you face, whether you're for profit or not profit, any other business goals, community or employee related, you all experience the four key business processes in the business cycle. The first key business process is strategy. Second is capital policy. Third is budget control. And four is talent management. For strategy, we're looking at next year plus. Regardless of what year we're in strategy, we don't want to be looking at the current year. We want to be looking at next year plus, starting with financial objectives. Where do we think we need to be to continue on the correct growth pattern for the organization? We need to be looking at products and services we offer and their life cycles. Do we have early stage products and services, or do we have mature products and services, and we need to be looking for younger ones to backfill when the revenue starts to drop off? We need to look at our revenue and profit streams. Where are they coming from? Where are we going with them in the future? What are our distribution channels? Do we need to expand or change? What's our competition doing? What's the ease of entry into this industry? How are we going to grow? Organic? Or are we going to buy companies to grow? And what is the regulatory environment we're working in? There's so many things about strategy. There's so many things about the environment we operate in that we need to be constantly learning about and keeping our eyes open towards. Next is capital policy. It really starts with capital investment guidelines. If we have investment capital for the company, how do we spend it? What do we buy? We need to align it with our business strategy, whether that's fixed assets, IT, or R&D. It depends on the industry we're in. We have to have decision-making tools. One of the most prominent is the ROI, return on investment. We have to understand our cost of capital. What is our debt versus equity cost, and what's our mix right now? How much plowback do we need? We need to understand, out of the capital budget, how much do we need to spend on the current organization just to maintain the current level of operating assets in the company? And separate from that, we need to think about growth. How are we going to grow? Organic or inorganic? And how are we going to fund that growth through capital? Third is budgeting and controlling. And it's basically resource allocation. We have to create budgets, which are operating plans to implement the strategy. Where's our revenue and profitability going to come from? What's our sales and marketing strategy? What's our manufacturing plan, etc.? It's how are we going to allocate all of the resources available to the company. And then there's control, and that's managing to budget. Are we at budget? Are we below budget? Are we exceeding budget? And if so, what do we do in each of those cases? So budgeting and controlling, the third key business process. And fourth is talent management, our people. We start with the talent management life cycle: recruit, hire, develop, retain. And I have a business snippet that talks just about that. We need to consider the total cost of employment. How much are we paying in salary? What are the benefits we're offering? What kind of career opportunities do we have to retain employees, etc.? Do we have succession plans in place if key executives leave? And what's our bench strength? How are we going to backfill just with regular levels of turnover? If we consider strategy, capital, budget control, and talent, and think about a bicycle, the strategy or next year plus is going to be the front wheel and handlebars. It leads the bike where it's going. The capital policy or asset allocation is the frame of the bike. Do we have a speed bike that goes fast down the highway? Or do we have a mountain bike that can turn quickly and navigate rough terrain? Next, we have budgeting and controlling. How are we going to allocate the resources available to the company to implement the strategy? And finally, our talent management, or our people. How are we going to manage, organize, develop all of our people that pull the organization together and power the bike forward? Another illustration, we have them all together, and if everything is aligned, then the organization should move forward successfully. In summary, everything that happens in a business happens in one of the key business processes. Understanding how each operates and how they interact is key for managers and leaders. Every manager, every leader needs to truly understand the business cycle to really contribute through a full perspective of the business. Incorporate your financial statements into the business cycle for the complete picture. We can add that in the Finance for Non-Financial Managers course and literally show how the income statement and the balance sheet tie in and support the key business processes. Use the business cycle to support capital planning and budgeting. That concludes the discussion on the business cycle. My name is TJ Plyler. Thanks for tuning in. I'd love to hear from you, tj@mountainridgeconsulting.com, or check out our website, www.mountainridgeconsulting.com. Thanks.